Kaikoura's just a unique place. It's hard to describe. It's where the mountains meet the sea. It's just sort of kept me here. Grew up loving the ocean. My father, he was a power diver before me, and I bought into the business, and now I'm doing it full time for a living here, and where Dad used to do it in Kaikoura. The sea means so much to Kaikoura that in early 2000, the community formed a group called Te Korowai and collaborated to form a Kaikoura marine strategy. We call ourselves the Guardians. The passion for me is getting everyone to work together towards the sustainability of the fishery.
In November 2016, the Kaikoura power fishery was decimated by an earthquake of magnitude 7.8.
You can see where the earthquake's uplifted. It's got a green mat. See the green mat behind me? The earthquake caused the seabed to lift up to 6 metres in places, devastating multi-generations of power habitat containing power itself. The fishery is closed quite rightly at the moment until better information has been developed. Well, it looks all right down there. They're healthy enough looking. We need them to do some reproductive work.
In Maraetai, the sustainability of the fishery is threatened not by natural disaster, but by population pressure.
So it starts right here for us on this beach. All of the beaches where cockles being gathered and pipi were being gathered are just getting so hammered. We were down to 10% of the stock of tuangi that we'd begun to survey. When it reached that point, we closed the whole thing off. We've had a rāhui and official closure on collection of sea fish from this beach. From a really young age, my brother and I used to feed whole communities from the fish we caught out of the dinghy. It kind of led to a natural evolution of me becoming a commercial fisherman. Māori are a very big part of the commercial industry, and therefore it's incumbent on us to bring our principles of kaitiakitanga through into the commercial industry. The kai, the tiaki and the tanga is the action, the proaction of guardianship, looking after the environment, our people. Ultimately, all of us as commercial fishermen, we need to take on the role of guardianship. Often sacrifice is an important part of being a kaitiaki, just as we have at this beach put a ban on ourselves from eating our kaimoana here, then I recognise that down in Kaikoura as well.
To allow the Kaikoura power to recover, the ban on harvesting put in place by Te Korowai, the Guardians, could last up to 7 years.
Carrying the financial burden over that longer time will be crippling for some people, and in my case, it'll be hard to manage. But my son's 5 years old, and even before he's diving, like 12 years old, the fishery will be right and we'll be in there again. That's the driver for me. Yes, it's a long time to wait, but in reality of it, for future generations, I don't think it's a long time at all. I want my son to be able to do what I've done if he chooses. I want to protect this activity for future generations.
On this one.
We're letting those ones breathe. The ocean isn't endless. We have to look after what's there. All of these taonga, from the smallest, the unseen, who cannot speak for themselves, to the largest, like the tohora, the whale. We're seeing a huge sea change and awareness amongst this next generation. And I look at the Kaikoura example and say, yes, that is kaitiakitanga in action. The absolute belief and understanding that we all have to be responsible harvesters, guardians of the ocean for the well-being of all.